show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go. Bass in your face. Bass in your face.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Uncommon Sense with Jose Negron. Now, for the benefit of those of you who are not familiar with the channel or watching this channel for the first time, uh, the reason why it's called Uncommon Sense because here on this platform, we discuss everyday issues where we try to find logical solutions. But not everyone uses logic. So, for that reason, it is called Uncommon Sense. I do want to let everybody know that I'm currently live on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. I also need to let everyone know that the subscriber mode has been enabled for 10 minutes. Meaning, if you're not a subscriber and if you wish to enter a comment in the chat, you will have to be a subscriber for this 10 minutes. I also have another channel called Latina Diaspora where I discuss issues pertaining to Latinos, particularly Latinos living in the United States. In the description, there is a link to that channel. As always, I want to give a huge shout out to all those who have already subscribed to the channel, whether it be you've been a supporter from the beginning or joined us latest today. I really appreciate your support. I also want to give a huge shout out to all those who follow me on social media. I also want to give a huge shout out to all those who allow me to enter into your devices. And a huge shout out to all those who watch from the clouds, even the haters. So, what I'm going to ask you to do if you have not done so is the following. I'm going to ask you to please subscribe, like, and set the bell notifications all. So, therefore, whenever I do produce content, you will have the opportunity to catch it live or catch it on the playback. So, the topic for tonight, as you can see by the thumbnail, is what to do after knee replacement surgery. So I'm going to be talking to you regarding my own personal experiences. Okay. You might know someone that's thinking about having knee replacement surgery, or maybe you have experienced it yourself. So this will be an opportunity to discuss what things to do um, as far as once you get discharged. Okay. Now, before we get into the main topic, we're going to have another episode of In My Words. Now, there has been a great deal of speculation regarding who would be Kamala Harris's running mate. Okay. And of course, it is reported that she will make a decision either later tonight or tomorrow. One thing we do have to bear in mind, and I would say about 10 different occasions, where the vice president had to take over, become the president, usually because of death, whether it be through assassination or illness. The last time we had a situation where the vice president had to take over the duties of the president of the United States permanently on a full-time basis was back in 1963 with the assassination of President John Kennedy. So in the order of succession, the next person in line is the vice president. So it is very important uh, who's going to be your running mate. Um, Many people pick someone that will, of course, agree with their plan and as far as what their vision of the United States would be. Okay. I mean, basically, the function of the vice president is mainly somewhat ceremonial, because the vice president is the president of the Senate. But usually, the vice president is not present unless there is a situation where there's a tie in the Senate and the vice president have to cast the deciding vote. So we shall see who that person will be. Okay. Of course, we have to bear in mind that in 2 weeks, the we'll have the Democratic National Convention, of which, of course, we're going to hear speeches extolling the virtues regarding Kamala Harris and why she will be um, um, a more appropriate choice. Good evening, Randall Calrissian. Thank you very much for stopping by. So tonight, I'm going to be discussing what to do after you have a knee replacement surgery. Okay. But in any case, one thing we can say, I can say without hesitation, this is going to be a very close election. Okay. And of course, both candidates have a lot of questions that they're going to need to address and issues. Okay. And unfortunately, this campaign is going to get very nasty, and it's going to even more nastier. Okay. And it's particularly regarding um, claims regarding um, who they are and what was their platform is. Of course, previously I discussed with you the Republican platform, so you can have understanding what Donald Trump wishes to achieve should he become president. Once the Democratic Party had formulated its platform, I will share with the audience as well. Okay. Now, there is one individual that got very upset with me simply because I put in the hashtag say it to my face. Okay. Unfortunately, you do have people that will say nasty comments about me. Of course, they're not going to say it to my face. What they're going to do is they're going to get a hop on Twitter or they're going to hop on YouTube. Okay. And of course, people are allowed to express themselves whatever, however they see fit. It is an issue when people slander and also when people load content without your permission. And of course, my philosophy is this: I'm not going to engage with them directly. If you slander or if you use any of my content without my permission, I'm just going to report you. That plain simple. Okay. Now, I believe last week I also did a stream regarding cyberbullying. Okay, unfortunately, it's something that does happen in these YouTube streams. I already discussed in detail the reason why people cyberbully. Some of them have issues with low self-esteem. Some of them it's easier to cyberbully because you are behind a computer, therefore you're not facing the person face to face, which is why I use the hashtag say it to my face. Okay, it's one thing when you say something about a person directly. It's another thing when you hide behind a computer and hide behind the avatar and say whatever ish you were to say. Fine. How people run their platforms, that's their business. However, it becomes my business when you load up my content without my permission. And that's why I have that. As you see, the vendor that's streaming. Anyone use my content without my permission, I will report. Okay. Um, and of course, Donald Trump will continue on his um, campaign, which seems to be slander, misrepresentation, and lies. Okay. Now, I made it perfectly clear, and I'm going to state it again. Both these candidates have issues. Both these candidates have said things that were regrettable. Okay. Good evening, Cal. I'm fine, thank you very much. Just tonight's topic is what to do after knee replacement surgery. Okay. And again, one thing I make it perfectly clear: you can support whoever you wish. The bottom line: do your due diligence for yourself and learn what you can regarding the candidate that you are supporting. And after that, if you still feel comfortable about it, fine. I'm gonna respect you. I'm gonna respect your choice because it is your choice. Okay. Are we always going to agree? No. Okay. But the thing is, let's be agreeable when we disagree. So, with that being said, let's see. Just give me a moment. Oops. So, with that being said, we're going to get into the main topic. Good evening, Don Armando. Thank you very much for stopping by. And let me just let everybody know that Don Armando has his YouTube channel, which he produces a lot of great content. So I'm going to ask that you show some love to him, subscribe to this channel, and check out his content. Okay. Now, the reason why I'm discussing this topic, um, good evening, Keisha. Thank you very much for stopping by. Because the fact of the matter is this. Once you have knee replacement surgery, there are a lot of things that you need to do, and you're going to be given a lot of instructions. Okay? Now, as far as the actual planning for discharge, believe it or not, it actually begins the minute that you are admitted in the hospital for your knee replacement surgery. Okay. So you're going to be in the hospital perhaps up to 3 days. There are some people who have a total knee replacement and discharged the same day. That was not the case for me. So here's the day you're going to be discharged. Now, what's going to happen is you're either going to be discharged home, or you're going to be discharged at the facility for inpatient therapy for a couple of days. Okay. Now, in my case, I did not. Okay, I don't know. Okay, I don't know if that. Okay, if that's directed towards me, the hospital food was not bad. I mean, it's institutionalized food, so what is what it is. But the food was not bad. But in my case, yes, I appreciate you sharing your story. So the reason why the surgeon did not suggest that I be placed in inpatient rehab is one, the level of care I will receive, and number two, there is a risk of infection. Okay. And that's something you have to be mindful of because you have an artificial device in your knee. Good evening, Irby. Thank you very much for stopping by. So you have to be careful regarding that, regarding the risk of infection. So before you are discharged, you're going to be prescribed uh, certain types of medication that you're going to need to take. Okay, I'm gonna have to take your word for it because I have never been to to those hospitals. But okay, so basically, first of all, what you're gonna do, what they're gonna do is they're gonna give you medication to ease the pain because your knee is gonna be extremely sore. Okay, and you're gonna have to bend that knee, and it's gonna be very uncomfortable. Your knee's gonna be stiff. So you're gonna take aspirin, opioids, whether it be oxycodone or morphine or something um, to help ease the pain. Also, when you're taking opioids, it's going to cause constipation. So you're going to take medication to ease up with your bowel movements. Okay. Also, you're going to be taught how to get into bed, how to get out of bed, how to get into your vehicle, and things of that nature. Okay. Okay. So, so you're going to get your discharge papers, which will have like about 10 to 15 pages, which it will give you the medications that you need to take. It's also going to give you the listing of medication to avoid. Okay, because there's certain medications that can affect your healing process. One thing they are going to suggest, if possible, someone being at the home for the first week to help you do things as far as the laundry, food shopping. If you have any pets, make sure that you walk them and take out the garbage, things of that nature. Okay. Now, in my case, what I did was I did all my laundry before I had my procedure. What I did was I stocked up on food, so I have enough food to last me for a week or so. And generally, I do my food shopping online. Okay. Also, you're gonna have certain devices that you're gonna have with you um, to help you to shower, help you to bathe, and help you to get dressed. So, of course, I had a shower bench, which I use to shower. Okay, so basically, and I have a device which will help me to lift my knee because it's going to feel like your knee is going to feel like it weighs a ton. Okay, and that's because the muscles are numb, and it's going to take a while for the muscles to start moving, start functioning. So you take it. So you take him. So you start taking your medication. You try to eat a healthy diet. Um, you may get exercises that you're going to do. So you try to do that. Okay. Also, if you once you before you take your exercises, take your pain medication. Believe me, because you're going to be bending that knee, and it won't take away all the pain, but it'll lessen the pain. But in my case, I was fortunate because once I was discharged, I did not experience a great deal of pain. I did experience stiffness, nevertheless. Okay, and that's perfectly natural because your knee is going to be stiff, and it's going to be stiff for a considerable amount of time. Okay. Now, how? Okay, I don't know how it is in other cities. But in New York, you're going to be dealing with a social worker for the hospital. What the social worker is going to make arrangements, make sure that you have a physical therapist come to your home. You might need an occupational therapist to help you do some of the household chores. Now, depending on your insurance, you may have services of a whole health aid. Um, let's see. Actually, it's both. I'm doing both. Okay. Now, the exercises I do every day, the purpose is to strengthen my knee and to increase the range. And it's very important that you start doing your exercises right away. Okay. Because the problem is, if you do not start doing your exercises right away, the knee becomes so stiff that you're going to have to undergo another procedure to loosen the knee. Okay. Which I do not want to do. Now, the good thing is, I already knew ahead of time what I needed to do. Okay. Which I have been doing for the last 3 months. First of all, before my procedure, I had to lose weight. I have lost close to 40 pounds. I also got the equipment that I needed, so it helped me to function. So, for 2 weeks, I had a physical therapist come to my home twice a week to do physical therapy. And of course, I have exercises which I've been doing every day since my discharge. Okay. And again, it all has to do with bending the knee, stretching the knee, strengthening the knee. And then I had a nurse who came to my home to examine the wound and make sure there's no infection, make sure the knee is healing properly. Also, it was the nurse that did the assessment regarding um, what level of care that we receive as a home health aide. So for about 2 weeks, I had someone came over 3 days a week, 4 hours each day, to help me with the chores, which was basically meal preparation, sweeping, cleaning, things of that nature. Okay. And then eventually the home health aid services end. Also, the physical therapy come to my home end because I have started outpatient therapy. Okay. So what I do is when I go to do outpatient therapy, okay, first of all, the first time that I ask some questions I have to ask, as far as what type of procedure I had, how I'm, if I experiencing any pain, so they did an assessment. Now, when I go to outpatient physical therapy, what they do is, first of all, they will bend my knee to examine the range of my knee. Okay. Ideally, my knee should be able to bend at a 120-degree angle. Okay. Without assistance. Okay. At this point, I'm able to bend my knee about 90 to about 100 degrees without assistance. And then with assistance, bend it like to 110 degrees. Okay. Of course, once you're discharged, for the first couple of weeks, you're going to be using a walker. Okay. Now, in my case, I had two walkers. Okay, I had one walker that I used when I was in the apartment So to get me around so I can get to my bed, get to the kitchen, things of that nature. And then I have another walker that I use, which is wider, which has a seat. So whenever I do walk, whenever I do get tired, I'm able to rest up and then just continue on my merry way. Of course, usually 2 weeks after the procedure, you have a follow-up appointment with your surgeon. So the surgeon can examine the wound and make sure there is no pus, make sure there's no infection, make sure there's not the swelling is not too bad. Okay. So there are certain points I will see the surgeon. I saw the surgeon last month. I'm going to see the surgeon next week. I'll probably going to see the surgeon again maybe 2 to 3 months after that. Okay. In the meanwhile, I will go to outpatient therapy. Okay. And they're going to bend that knee, and they're going to bend that knee. And believe me, that's the painful part because they're bending the knee, bending the knee, bending the knee. And all the whole purpose is trying to increase the range. And another problem is when you have a knee replacement surgery, it's going to create scar tissue. And that scar tissue has to be broken up gradually. Okay. And of course, you do have to exercise this every single day. Now, what I've done, and I'm continuing to do, is do my exercises 3 times a day. Okay. Also, walking is very important because you want to like increase the range of the knee. You want to strengthen the knee. Okay. Now I'm at the point now where I can walk, say, for about 6 to 7 blocks with the aid of a cane. Okay. I am not at the point yet when I'm able to walk without any aid, but I'm getting there. I'm getting there. So I'm anticipating that within maybe another 3 to 4 weeks of outpatient therapy, that I'll get to the point when I can retire my cane and then just walk like a regular person does. Now, as far as recovery is concerned, for full recovery, it can take a year. And why does it take that long? Because you undergo through a huge procedure. Okay, knee replacement surgery, whether it be full or partial, it's a major procedure because what you're doing, what the doctor did, was cut an incision on my left knee, remove the damaged part, and then put in a new part. So that's what the surgeon did. Now, I don't know how the heck I'm going to do this. I'm going to cam up temporarily. Okay. Sheesh. How I'm going to, let's see. What I'm going to do is just move my camera. Okay. You can't really see it. Just give me a moment. Okay, unfortunately, I cannot show you the wound. It's just the angle of the laptop, and I'm not going to go into any, crazy lengths to show you a wound. but there is a scar that's about 7 to 8 inches long. Okay, but the scar will but it will heal. The scar will disappear, and it's going to be like a faint line. And to be perfectly honest, it's been about 3.5 weeks that I have been walking with the aid of a cane. And just to put it into this perspective, I had my knee replacement surgery on June the 28th. Today is Monday, August the 5th. So we're talking about 5.5 weeks after surgery. Okay. So obviously, I'm happy with the progress that I have made regarding my knee. Of course, I still have more work to do. And the fact of the matter, it's going to take up to a year to fully recover. However, within 2 to 3 months, the patient is healed to the point that they're able to resume um, their duties regarding the job. Now, in my case, I have an office job, so basically it's a sit-down position, so I don't have to do a lot of bending, stretching, things of that nature. For those who have physically demanding jobs, it's going to take longer for them to go back to work. But I hope I believe by early September I'll be back to my job. Of course, I will continue to do therapy. Okay. Now, there's certain things you have to be mindful. Okay. One is you have to do your exercises every day. Okay. Because what happens is if you do not do your exercises, the knee gets stiff, and then you're gonna have to go through another procedure. I would not recommend it. Also, there's certain medications that the doctor wants you to take. Take them. Take them. Okay? You're not doing yourself a favor by not taking medication that's going to help you to recover. There's also an issue regarding overdoing it. Okay? One extreme to avoid is not doing enough exercises. The other extreme is doing it an excessive number of exercises per day. Okay? 3 times a day, it's fine. Okay? However, one thing you got to do this. You got to take your pain medication prior to exercise. And you got to take your pain medication prior to physical therapy. Okay? Because the physical therapist is going to bend that knee, bend that knee. You're gonna you're gonna feel pain, and it's necessary because what the therapist is doing, it's breaking up the scar tissue. Okay, this okay. There's medication you're gonna look. The fact of the matter is, there's medication you have to take, and one thing that the surgeon does, the surgeon will explain everything in detail. Okay, so I'm taking an opioid to relieve pain. I'm taking aspirin to try to avoid constipation. I'm taking other medication. I mean, plus I'm taking Ozempic, which is an injectable. Um, One thing you need to do when you're taking medication, make sure you're taking after you eat. Okay, because there's certain medications that have side effects that will occur depending on the medication if you try to take them on an empty stomach. But there's a certain amount of medication you cannot avoid. You have to take it. Another thing you need to do, and this is something we all need to do, you need to maintain a healthy diet. Okay? A healthy diet that consists of fruits and vegetables, uh, meats, unless you are a vegan, of course, or a vegetarian, and then you're not going to eat any, try to avoid fried foods, okay? Uh, try not to eat too many sweets, okay? You can have some sweets now and then, but just don't go overboard. Also, you need to take fluids, a lot of water, because if you don't, it's going to be kind of hard for you to move your bowels. Okay? That's another side effect that if you don't see what because you're going to have some difficulty moving your bowels. Just to give you an idea, I had my procedure on a Friday. I did not have a bowel movement until Sunday. Okay, that's why that's why. Okay, spicy food under some conditions it's okay. I would not recommend spicy eating spicy food when you're recovering. Good evening, Gigi. Thank you very much for stopping by. And let me just let everybody know that Gigi has her channel, so I'm going to ask that you really show some love. Check out her content, subscribe to her channels, and also consider subscribing to her membership, so you can gain access to content that's only available to members. So, the topic for tonight, Gigi, is what to do after you have a knee replacement. Something that I'm going through right now. Okay. So, what I did was I explained, you know, the fact that when you're discharged, you're going to be sent home or you're going to be sent to a facility for doing inpatient rehab. You're also going to get some instructions regarding what food to avoid, your medication to take. It's going to let you know regarding follow-up appointments that you need to take. Make sure that also you're going to be given pain medication. You need to take that, okay? Because when you're moving that knee, it's going to be stiff and you're going to experience pain. Okay. I have been fortunate in the sense that I have not experienced a great deal of pain. Stiffness, yes. Okay. And yes, and lately when I went to outpatient therapy, yes, I did experience pain because there is scar tissue that accumulates in the knee that has to be broken up. Okay, in order for the knee to fully recover. So you're gonna have to wrap your head around the fact that you're going to experience some pain, okay, which is all part of the healing process. Okay. So I will undergo outpatient therapy. Um, I will say maybe 3 to 6 months. Okay. That'll be okay. That'll be up to the physical therapist to make the determination. And also, that will be up to my medical coverage. Okay. So, but should you follow the instructions, um, you will have a you will have a successful recovery. Okay, I don't know if that question's directed towards me or Gigi or anyone else on the chat. Now, I could say this much. I am thankful that I was able to get this done. Okay. Because the fact of the matter is, for several months, I have been walking with a severe limp. Now I see we have a guest. So let me just state for the record that the views of those who appear on the panel are not necessarily those of the host of the channel. Any attempt to copy the material without the consent of the host is prohibited. By appearing on the call, you waive your right to the rights of your image. Some of the views that people hold may be considered offensive to some viewers. If you do not like the content, you can block the channel. And now we're going to bring in our guest. Good evening, Gigi.
Hey Jose, how are you?
I'm doing fine. How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing good. I'm kind of tired, but I figured I'd stop through and say hi. I missed your
Well,
stream, I think yesterday, so I wanted to,
well, you know,
come through
well,
and
you,
show you some love.
I appreciate. I always appreciate you. Thank you very much for your continued support.
Of course, of course. So how are you feeling?
I'm feeling fine. Tonight's topic is what to do after you have a knee replacement surgery. So I just share with the audience what's been my experiences. My left knee is getting stronger. Um,
Hmm.
I'm able to walk about, say, 6 or 7 blocks with the aid of a cane without tiring. Um, the range it's getting there. I'm able to bend my knee at a 90 to 100-degree angle unassisted, and then assisted is 110. So the goal is to try to get as close to 120 degrees as possible.
Okay, yeah, you've come through this whole surgery like a trooper. You said you haven't had that much pain?
Correct.
That's good.
Except when I
Oh,
go see the physical therapist when they bend that knee.
yeah. But they got to do that so it doesn't get like what is it, like the muscle tissue builds up and it makes it hard to move, right?
What it is, it
Not
scar
muscle
tissue
tissue, but scar tissue,
scar
yeah.
tissue. Yeah, so it has to be breaking up. So
Mhm.
believe me, you will want to take your pain medication before you do your outpatient therapy. Believe me, because you're gonna
Yeah.
be yelling and screaming, and it's like, ah!
Wow.
But it's all part
How
of the healing process.
how did your knee get hurt in the first place? I think I missed that part.
No, what happened was the artificial knee, a part of the knee became loose. So as a result, I was walking with a severe limp.
Okay.
But
Okay.
before they 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 did the procedure, I had to lose weight because if they were to try to do the procedure without me losing the weight, then I would have to I have to have another revised replacement, and it's like no.
Yeah, you
So
would think too, like having like a bunch of extra weight on it wouldn't be good.
no, which is why I have been so diligent with my weight.
Hmm.
I lost about 40 pounds. So
Yes,
and
congratulations. So
thank
you
you, and
walk
I've
back and
gone.
forth in your apartment and like
Yeah,
around the block and stuff.
yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. So I actually went from a size 48 to a size 44.
Awesome. Congratulations.
Thank you.
So you're gonna have your legs back working good, losing weight. I mean, you're gonna be in the club before long, huh?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but look, let me tell you something. I'm glad that I underwent through this procedure. I know people fear going through a knee replacement because a lot of it has to do with the unknown, and
Yeah.
a lot of it has to do with the pain that's involved after it's
Mhm.
done.
Yeah. What do you think was worse?
Well, let me tell you something. The fact that I was walking with a limp, and and it's just that it kind of restricted my movements.
Mhm.
And I'm the type of person I like to be active. So the fact that I was, had limitation, it kind of, it kind of, you know, kind of demoralizing a little bit.
Mhm.
But one thing about me, um, once I set myself a goal, I am determined. I am determined to achieve it, no matter what.
Absolutely. Shout out to the chat. You guys have definitely hit Jose's like button, so shout out to y'all for that. They've definitely looked out on your likes, Jose.
Yes. Well, I decided to share my story because
Mhm.
there are other people, or maybe there might be people that know people that's thinking about having a knee replacement. And of course, they have a lot of concern and a lot of fear. So I'm hoping by me sharing my personal story, maybe it will encourage other people not to be so afraid.
Well, I'm kind of ignorant about it. So they put like a plastic part there for your knee. Is that how that works as far as knee replacement?
Actually, what they do is they remove the damaged part, and then the other part, it's like a combination of plastic and metal. Good evening, Irby.
Hey, Irby.
Hey, what's up? Hey, what's up, everybody? Hey, Gigi, where you been at? You been cold out here in these YouTube streets without you.
It's been cold.
Oh yes.
I've been chilling. I've been chilling. I need to get back to work, but you got to take your breaks every now and again, you know? You get burnt out as a content creator. And
Yep.
sometimes, I don't know, do you ever just like scroll and like watch a bunch of shit and you just feel like, I'm so sick of YouTube. I'm so sick of these people, you know? And you just got to go chill in real life for,
Yeah, I get you.
time. Hmm.
But you know what's the problem, Gigi, is that some people they get sick when it comes around YouTube, and it's like they treat it as something like an obsession, like it's their mission, whatever. The mission to to try to paint a certain narrative regarding certain people.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
I
all
still have
over YouTube. That's why I'm saying it's not just like this sector. Like everywhere I go, it's a lot of shit going on, you know?
yeah a lot. I still haven't got tired. I've been hitting a lot of people's panels. Jose been seeing me.
Oh, you do,
Yes.
Rondo? Yeah, you
Yeah,
do. Sometimes you just get tired of hearing about it, all the BS, and just like, like the exaggerated drama of people, like, the fake outrage when something happens. It's just like so many different things that gets annoying on YouTube. Like the fake outrage really irritates me a lot because people will support like the worst things and then, but like something else or something from somebody they don't like or something is like, oh my God, and it's just like, oh, stop. You know how YouTube is.
but you know what I see from every sector? There's a drama, and then everybody love it and gravitate towards it, no matter how much they cry about
Maybe because I watch like the beef sector and different sectors like that. So it's like a lot of fighting with not much break in between. Maybe that's why I get burnt out a little bit more, you
Yeah.
know.
There's been a
Yeah.
lot going on in the beef sector.
The beef sector is on
Oh
fire
yes.
right now.
Yes, I've seen a couple streams from Kimmy,
Oh, Jose, you're keeping up. You seen that Kimmy and Tracy are fighting
Oh
in this
my
heat?
goodness! As you know what? I just
I can't
listen.
believe you watch, Jose. That's funny to me.
Well,
Y'all been seeing
you know
y'all
what
been
it
seeing
is.
oh, all right, my bad. Go ahead, my bad.
But you know what it is. It's like you I try to find something different, and next thing you know, it seems like people are arguing because this guy is this dating this girl, this being disrespectful, lottie lottie god. It's like a bad Spanish soap opera.
A novella?
Yeah.
Yes.
Y'all been seeing what's been going on. Y'all been seeing what's going on with Mo with the most.
I'm a little bit lost on the Mo situation. I know like the general outline of it, but I don't know exactly what's. I know right now that they've been going back and forth with Rose, who I've been covering on my channel, though. I don't know if you peeped that.
Shit been going on. I see a lot of people
And
in
Rose
boxing.
Rose interviewed with Tasha K today, and that was a good ass interview, y'all. And Tasha K got so triggered by Rose and her white husband. She literally called him the C word. I don't know what YouTube guidelines is. It must not be too bad because Tasha said it on her stream, but she was like calling him racial slurs and like sticking up for like black men. And I'm just like, wow, they are so triggered by this woman just because she has a white husband. It's just
Shit, it's
pathetic.
crazy. I'm gonna go see
Yeah,
it. Now you tell me that I'm
it
gonna
was
go watch it.
good. Tasha got triggered. She flipped out, went off on Rose and everything. Rose held herself together. She was like classy. But, Rose is messy. Like I said, she's been feeding the YouTube streets. So a lot of people have a lot of opinions about her.
Well, there's been going a lot of going back and forth between Mulatto Vanguard and the creator that was known as Creole Chief. I don't know what's his name now.
I think that's still his name. Yeah, I've been peeping in on that too. Apparently Hybrid's gonna go live too. I saw that. So I've been low key watching the Golden Sphere like drama, the Days of Our Lives as well. From the clouds, eating my popcorn, being nosy,
Well,
minding my business.
I only see it when it probably pops up on my feed. Other than that, I don't go look for it. So,
Well, when
like I
when it
told you,
pops up on my stream, and then that's when I go and look for it, because then I'm like, oh, I go to see like all the parties involved, what they have to say. So.
I used to be a subscriber of Creole Chief. I unsubscribed because basically it's basically the same thing over and over and over. No offense to him, but it's just like after a while it gets kind of boring.
Yeah, yeah. I feel you.
I mean, look, I get it. I may not be everyone's cup of tea, okay, but I do try to keep it interesting on my end.
Yeah, I mean, it's toxic, but I mean, it's kind of interesting to me, just watching these people that sat around and pointed their fingers and said, it was us, it was us, it was us. And then, we removed ourselves from the situation and they're still fighting. They're still
Yeah.
involved in drama. But I thought it was me and Multi, you know? Thought it was me and
Well,
Multi.
look,
yeah, I was looking
all
at it. I'm like, they didn't want certain people here. They wanted just the mulattoes, but I'm seeing two mulatto. I see mulatto on mulatto crime out here.
Yeah, it was never about them wanting drama out of the community. It was just about me and Multi having the most numbers in the sector, and they were jealous. Period. Point blank.
how about this as a radical concept? Instead of worrying about who's doing better than this, try to create your own content and try to operate within your own niche.
That's all you can do because you can like my Rose video. It's now my highest viewed video. It passed my JLo video. It's like over 15,000. But then like last week or so, I dropped a video and I haven't even hit 500 on it. So you just never know with YouTube. You know what I mean? So you could be on top of the world one week and not the next. So you just keep on trucking forward and doing your content.
Yeah,
Are
I
you
mean
gonna
that's all.
do?
Go ahead, Irby.
Are you gonna do it? Are you gonna do it? That because I was been wait. That's why I was waiting for you when this news hit. Are you gonna do a video on the Cardi B thing?
Yeah, I was talking to Multi about it. We might do something about it. She might do a stream and I might make a video, but like I said, I've
Uh,
just been kind of lazy because I just made an Ice Spice video and I messed
Well,
up. I've learned like I put it on public for a minute and then I took it off and then that
yeah,
messes it all up. It messes up like
saw
the notifications. And so I had to put that on private and delete it and re-upload it. So now I'm waiting for my monetization to be approved again because I guess the video is a little bit, you know, whatever. So as soon as that clears, then I'll post it. Hey, Cashel.
hey, Kishal.
Nick Michelle.
Um, you know what I'm waiting for? I'm waiting for a live stream, but just for the members.
I know, and I really need to like work on the members only content as well. So that's why I've just kind of been like I said, when you need a break as a content creator, you really do just have to take it because you just can't be out here just putting stuff out just to like put stuff out if it's not going to be like quality. But yeah, it's definitely top on my list to make like a bunch of members only content, you know?
Yeah.
But
Look,
you got to
go
build your
ahead, Irby.
members up only though before you have like live streams just for members. You got to like really build that up. But you can't build it up unless you're like really creating content. So I need to make
Yeah.
content.
Well, the fact of the matter is, this is something that people don't understand, is that it's time consuming to create content. It's not like you just open up your laptop, go to StreamYard, and voila. You have to be creative as far as what topics you want to talk, and then you have to do the research if you want to do a quality, you know, content.
Well, yeah, and for me, it really does take a long time because I do like a lot of editing, you know? And if I were just to put random pictures on the background and just talk, then I could make a lot more content. But I don't know, I'm very like picky, you know? Like I always they just say like just to like be successful, you have to keep trying to do like better than your last and better than your last. So I try to like improve on my editing, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And it
and I
has
like your
improved a lot.
and I like your memes and intro.
Thank you. Yeah, if you look at my older videos, my editing has improved a lot.
Yes.
But it
One
takes
thing I
it
have
can
to,
it takes like over 12 hours though to make a video, you know?
yeah, and that's a huge chunk of time, particularly since you are a a mother, a spouse, and plus other
Yeah,
obligations that take up your time.
that's why I try to like break it up into like 2 days or like sometimes I'll stay up all night making a video and then like kind of, sacrifice the sleep. So, you know.
Yes.
Hey,
Good
Kashal.
evening, Keshal.
Hi, how you guys doing? Good evening.
Oh,
Hey,
fine, thank you.
Michelle.
Hi, Irby.
How
I
you
like
been
the
doing, honey?
I'm hanging in there. I'm actually a little bit sick, but it's like that just keeps happening as these city offices are just dirty. But I think it's all the jobs. They just not cleaning all the office spaces. But besides that, I'm okay. Can y'all hear me all right?
Yes,
Yeah, we can do
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, good. But just trying to get out of funerals and back to normal. Just trying to get back to that transition.
Mhm. Yeah.
hmm
Yeah, you got to take personal time for yourself also when you got like real life going on, you know?
Yeah, yeah, and like you were saying, like I wanted to jump on because it was hitting home when you was talking about making content that makes sense and not just putting out content to put out content. It's like when you're really, really going through something, like your mind is not really into, necessarily, taking the time to edit and get the background music and the slides and the memes and the script and the topic and the title and the thumbnail. Like sometimes your mind is just really not all into it when you're like your headspace is not clear and it's like it doesn't make sense just to upload.
Yeah, I know you get it too, because I be like, man, who gives a damn about what Cardi got going on? You know what I mean? You probably like, damn, I don't care about this hair right now. Like, I got real life going on, you know?
Right, and I love Cardi too. Don't get me wrong, I love Cardi, and I've been like cloud watching the videos. I've been some people chats, and I've been conversating, and people done got like 50, 60 comments on my comment, and at the end of the day, we all got an opinion about it, but it's really none of our business. But it's entertaining, the way people chop up the videos and throw them up here on YouTube. They make it entertaining on purpose.
Yeah,
Excuse me.
oh,
Sorry.
sorry, Jose, go ahead.
What's the latest regarding Cardi B?
She's pregnant and she has filed for divorce from Offset. And yeah, so it's a lot going, and it's not just her, it's a lot of different other couples that have things going on in the media. So I have several ideas for content. It's just actually doing it, to be honest, which is a better problem to have than when you're like, I don't know what to make any content on, you know?
But
For
Gigi, can I ask you
sure.
something? When you do the celebrity one, do you get like you said you had J Lo and had the highest your video, it was your highest video.
Yeah, but I think Rose surpassed it now.
Yeah, see,
Hmm.
that's all reality show. Is everybody loves it. Either way they like it, they love it or hate it. You do one about Hershon and Blueface, no matter how much people hate them and they can't stand them, they always have a comment and opinion about them.
No, I ain't gonna
Hmm.
front. I gave up on Krishan and Blueface. I was all
Yeah,
invested
me
in
too.
that. I was, what? I got pissed off with that. I'm like, you know what? I'm not. I will not watch. I will scroll right by.
Yeah, I checked out of their nonsense a while ago for sure. And plus, it gets hard too when it's like constantly stuff going on, and then because like I literally made the video, the one that is about Rose, and she was like, "Oh, me and my husband are separating," blah blah blah, and then like a day later, it's like, "Oh no, we're not." So you make these videos, and then over time they don't age well because like things change every day in people's lives as well, you know?
Yeah,
There's
that's
always more.
true.
There's always more drama. More drama. It's always something new comes up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Which it makes for content, but I don't want to like fall into the trap of just like um making my channel about one person. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I need to get back into myself, and I'm not really doing the mixed race stuff as much anymore. Like here or there if it like comes up and I feel like it's important, but I am like separating myself from that wave in the algorithm, I guess you would say. And if I take a hit on my views, that's fine with me. You know, the key to YouTube is consistency. Whatever direction you choose to go in, you just keep on doing it, and you will attract that audience. So,
Yeah.
Just like
Agreed.
Oh, go ahead. You were talking, Kashel? Oh,
No, no, I was just saying I agree with her. Like, like I definitely took a time out. Like every time I did a season of Wine and FaceTime, or every time I thought about a new channel or a new playlist or a new idea, I always took time. All right, let me research this, research that. I did the Chat GPT and all those things everyone's doing. And it's like after a while, it's like all that stuff makes you feel like I come up with better ideas than all these resources and tools I'm getting because it's like Golden said, like you gotta know like your audience, you gotta know how to track the algorithm, and once you know your audience and how to track the algorithm, it's like it's gonna just come. But that does not mean you can slip up on the quality of your content at the same time, though.
I do miss wine and FaceTime though, and we all would hang out over there, and I really think you had something good with that. But maybe you should just put clickbaity more titles, and it'll like draw people in. The clickbait title works, girl.
Yeah,
Not
for sure. Like the numbers definitely don't look good, honestly, like even from jump from day one to now. So it's like I don't even know if it's worth it at this point, but I'm thinking about that stuff too.
I don't
But
mean clickbaiting where it's like against guidelinings, but I just mean like, where it just kind of like, like you see my titles be messy and shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I can understand. Like like
It
be
catches the
adventurous
attention.
and bold with the titles.
Yeah.
I
can I ask
mean,
all three of y'all content creators a question?
sure.
Okay, like say for example, when y'all speak on like issues that may be like divisive, like let's say for example, you see Jose be speaking on Kamala or any other or Trump or whatever, do y'all get low views on y'all on your stream, or y'all lose subscribers, or they go up?
Um, you know what? It varies. Now
Depends, yeah.
when it comes to politics regarding Trump or Harris, I mean, I'm gonna say, one thing I try to do, I try to be fair, okay, and I just simply state what's my point of view, okay. However, I make it a point, encouraging people, hey, if you disagree with me, fine, let's discuss it. Okay, let's discuss it. The main thing, as long as we agree about when we disagree, that's fine. The issue is when you discuss a topic and then disagreement and then the disagreement gets personal. So that's why you have to be a little bit careful regarding certain topics, because you have to be able to discuss it in a way where you can stimulate a conversation, but it doesn't lead into an argument. It doesn't get personal.
GG.
I be feeling bad for Jose sometimes though, because it's like most of the audience um are like conservative leaning, but then it's like I have a big mouth too, so I can't like stay quiet. So like I have to like give my opinion, even though I feel kind of bad because I'm like, damn, Jose, where are your Democrat friends to come over here and like have your back? You know what I mean?
Okay,
But
but Gigi, let me ask you this: how did you feel about that what happened last week when her and she brought up Megan Thee Stallion? A lot of people were doing streams and videos about that Megan Thee Stallion thing.
I ain't like that ish. I did not like that ish at all. I definitely did not like it. I felt like it sent the wrong message. Like I feel like I don't like to conversate and talk on politics, like streams either, because I'm like super sensitive and passionate about things like that. And I feel like it will be my luck that it will be a troll or a goon that'll get the best of me, and I'm gonna embarrass somebody on their stream, and I'm not gonna mean it. But
Mm.
I just feel like I hate when they do that, when they get the athlete or the actor or the singer or the model to jump on the TV screens to say promote, go vote. I hate when they do that.
I didn't like really like feel no type of way about it, but I did think it was funny because it was. But I do. What really does irritate me though is the way they're dragging Kamala, because regardless of like whether I agree with her policies or not, it's very misogynistic. The way that uh, men and women are talking under her clothes, prying into her sex life. Like they're not doing that to the men, you know what I mean? And it just goes to show that we haven't come that far because they can't really keep it on her policies.
Hey,
yes.
April.
Okay, good evening, April. But
Hello, April.
but
Hey,
something,
April.
guys. This is something that I have discussed previously on previous other streams. When you are the first person to run for high office, what happens is you're gonna have your detractors that's gonna call you everything but a child of God. Okay. Also, there's gonna be certain people that have certain preconceptions. Kennedy went through that in 1960 because people thought that he was going to listen to the Pope regarding everything regarding U.S. policy. Obama went through that in 2008 when he was the first male of color to run for the White House. So unfortunately, Kamala Harris is going through a lot of ish, and and calling her everything but a child of God. So I mean,
Well, I mean, if they're saying
unfortunately,
she slept her way to the top, if she slept her way to the top, then why aren't they dragging the men that were in positions of power that were taking advantage of her? Like, you understand what I'm saying? That shit can go both ways.
I understand, but you know something. This is how I respond to it. If you take a look, and we got to keep it real. A lot of the men who've been presidents of the United States have been unfaithful to their wives. We have had racist men as presidents. Okay, so the fact the fact that they were basically calling Kamala Harris a slut and what have you, it's just it's hypocritical because men do the same thing.
Yeah, because you brought up JFK. He was a known playboy, Marilyn Monroe.
And I feel
Yeah,
like
like I'm
everybody
not
that's
gonna vote.
seen that video of Kamala Harris back in the day with Montel Williams, the talk show host, circling around lately. So I feel like at the end of the day, everybody already know who they're gonna vote for. Real talk is like it's just the politics of us watching out on TV, how they humiliate each other, and they want us to vote for them as they look ridiculous on TV, doing the most to undercut each other to make each other look horrible. Like it's really comical, like watching Trump and these other politicians on TV trying to persuade us to vote for them and seeing how petty and immature and like low blow they get. It's like really funny. If anything, it doesn't motivate people to want to vote.
I'm not gonna vote for Kamala regardless, but I can still see
Me
um
neither.
but I can still see what's wrong and what's right. And the fact of the matter is she's a married woman for many years, and she is very successful. And so trying to make it look like this person is just like so unintelligent just because she laughs and cackles, I do too. That don't mean shit. You know what I mean? She's obviously not too damn dumb because she's running for the presidency of the United States of America. Okay.
She ain't dumb. She was like a senator. I think
No,
she.
Actually,
but that's what they're trying to
oh,
say. Like she just slept her way to the top and she's
I don't know.
unintelligent.
Yeah.
You know.
okay. Well, first of all, she was the district attorney of San Francisco. She was the state district attorney of California. She was a senator. She is the VP. So it's not like she's not like she's a dumb chick. I mean,
Yeah,
uh,
that's what
She's just not the right skin tone. That's all.
I just like.
Mm.
That's why I want people to debate her policy. I want people to put her policy, their policies. No, I don't want to hear about people's sex
I
backgrounds.
I feel like I don't mean to make the stream controversial or have anything, but I feel like it's gonna be a white woman before a woman of color. I think they'll give it to a white woman first before a woman of any kind of color, any percent, any drop of color. That's what I
Yeah,
personally think.
you ain't the only one that think that. Yeah, you're right.
well,
I don't
you
think they're
know
gonna give it
what?
to any woman.
Okay. Well, I'm not. Look, I'm going to keep it real. I'm going to be voting for Kamala Harris. I mean, first of all, I do have issues with her. Okay. Um, but it's not a question whether she's a female or whatever. It's just that there's things regarding Donald Trump that I truly disagree with, and it's nothing personal. Um, and believe me, I have to think about the whole picture, which is why I'm making the choice I made. And this is the thing: whoever you're going to support, do you do research regarding what they're for, and then after that, if you're still going to support them, by all means, knock yourselves off.
So let me ask the two New Yorkers on the panel because I just shared a video about 15,000 migrants that came through from Canada. Are you guys seeing even more as every day passes, more and more migrants? Do you, when I see these videos of them saying that the city is just in shambles, is this your guys' experience?
Jose, you
Uh,
want to go first?
yeah. Well, okay. Well, actually, it seems like it never ends. Us in extending the welcoming mat to these migrants, refugees, or whatever political term you want to call these people today. And my thinking is, we cannot continue to take these people. We cannot take all. We can't even take care of the people that we have here in New York, but we're going to be taking more of these people. And this is, and this is the what. See, this is the number one area what I think Joe Biden screwed up is his approach dealing with these people. Okay, there should have been a national policy. There should have been a limit to how many people they can take. And then once that limit is not take another soul. Good evening, Georgia.
Hey,
Hey, good
Georgia.
evening, guys.
Hello, good evening.
So how you doing tonight?
Oh, I'm doing very well. I just got back from doing an amazing dog walk with my dog, and now I'm just trying to get more context as to what we're talking about here so that I could hopefully contribute.
Well, the original topic was what to do after you have your knee replacement surgery. So it kind of drifted into politics a little bit. So, so I was a
Ah, I
I wanted to
see.
see what Cecil's answer was about the New York thing.
Oh yeah. I'm sorry, not to cut you off, Georgia, but I wanted to comment before Jose talked about something differently. For me, I feel like it's still like increasing. I feel like I see, babies and toddlers and infants with mothers on the highways, in a high volume selling mangoes and all kind of stuff, and it's very dangerous. They're not in car seats or strollers, like they're strapped on their backs and they're
Oh
sleeping
man.
in the hot sun for like hours in and hours out. They're flooded in the subways. They're in all like the New York City parks in the Manhattan area. I see sleeping on the ground, just on the sidewalks, sometimes in the parks, sometimes outside the parks. Like it's almost to the point where it's like no one's even acknowledging that they're there. From my experience and what I'm seeing, I walk all the time on video on YouTube on my dreadlock diary page, and most of the time I'm always bumping into like at least between 2 to 25 people before I leave my house and get to work, or more every day. Families, mothers, children, fathers, siblings, families.
I also saw that they're gonna like put some sort of restrictions to actually enforce the laws or change the laws about those scooters because they're saying that they have those scooters and they're like going down the sidewalks, robbing people, and all this other type of stuff.
Oh yeah, it's very heavy, very serious, very much a real thing for sure. It's a
yeah,
problem.
And I ain't gonna lie to you. Every time I see anything about the migrant crisis, it make me more angry. It make me lean towards a certain someone because I always be thinking they already screwed up already. They already screwed up when it comes to the migrant crime. Now, what if she becomes president? They say she's responsible for the border czar. If she is, that means she did a terrible job, and then she becomes president. Is this going to be not just New York? Is it going to be everywhere?
Well, I want to say that it is everywhere because, like, the last time I was on Jose's stream, we were talking about that, right, Jose? That all of these European countries have the same
yeah,
problem, and
yes.
the people are pissed off. They like the migrant problem is I think that they're doing that purposefully because they're going to do the whole um, what do they call that? Global whatever for the New World Order, where we're all going to be global citizens instead of like our own countries, you know?
Very interesting. That requires some research on my end.
World
Mhm.
citizens.
Yeah, I think they call them global or world citizens or something like that. Yeah, they're trying to. I don't know. You guys know what they're trying to do. Okay.
Well, let's bring Georgia into the conversation.
So, Jojo,
Yeah, go right ahead and hit me with whatever question you guys have.
No, but have you given much thought to the situation regarding the migrant crisis here in this country?
Yeah, it definitely does put more of a burden on like the American taxpayer. It for sure is something that will probably add a little bit more to the national deficit, such as like my home state of California, though, because they do, in fact, spend a lot, not only on just like the homelessness there, but they are also spending even millions. Oh, sorry. I mean, spending also millions too, even on just like the whole illegal migrant crisis there. And it did put my home state into a huge national deficit. So I think, you know, we all know what we should do in order to like solve that.
Yeah.
And it's bigger problems as well. Like, I don't know, you guys
Yeah.
have seen that they said that the stock markets are supposedly allegedly crashing. Um, Iran right now they killed Israel killed one of the top dudes of Hamas. So it's like
I heard about that.
supposedly leading up to World War III.
Yeah. Now, I'm not against immigration in itself. I'm not at all though, but if we have to like decrease the national deficit of trillions of dollars that we're already in, then I think that taking it easy on like paying for like benefits for like illegal immigrants can come very well in handy. Even though that's not PC to say so, but like you still have to say it for what it is.
Well, the reason why I brought
Well,
that up though was I just want to say real quickly, Jose, is not to skim over it, but to say that we're leading up to going to war and we're getting broker and broker and broker, and our borders are wide open.
well, the fact of the matter is, we cannot save the entire planet. I mean, that's just something that I wish some people will understand. I mean, look, we should do what we can to help others that need, but that does not mean doing that we neglect our own citizenry, because we got thousands of people that need of assistance here in this country alone. And the question is, what are other countries doing to help deal with these people? It shouldn't be left to the United States to save the entire world.
Well, I mean, people don't want to talk about the fact. The truth of the matter is what about all of the money that we're giving Israel to fight these wars? That is another
Yes,
problem that we
Lord.
have.
Let's talk about that. The stuff that people
Yeah.
don't want to talk about.
I gotta be
And not
honest,
for
I'm
nothing,
not.
Trump was telling us about stuff too. Sorry to cut you off. Trump was telling us to not to be like a whole Trump support, whatever cases, but I feel like it wasn't until that Trump speech when he started breaking down on TV where all that stimulus money was going, all that extra money was going, that people started waking up like, hold up, what? What? Alaska, fish, these other places, like, why is our money going there? I feel like at that moment, that's when some people started really waking up.
Not Alaska fish.
It was a crazy list of things he was listing that we was just giving up money for, that we had no prior knowledge about, and people were like, hold on, that's our money. Hold on, like we don't gotta say so in that. Like, is this true? And it came to be true. People was like, oh hell nah.
You know, the things that I want to say I can't say because we're not allowed to say, but there's a lot going on in the world.
Can you say it in the private chat, Gigi? I'm dead
Well, yeah,
curious.
I mean,
or on Discord.
I just think that some people are under the belief that because the Bible says that we're supposed to support certain things, but there's also people in the world that believe that another group of people took over kind of the identity of those people, and maybe we could be supporting like the wrong things. Yeah, that's all I can say, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
And trust me, I know it's not an easy fix because, the terrorists or whatever. So it's like, what can you do? But can we really afford to like go to war with the Middle East, and Russia?
No.
I don't think so.
No. Plus $80 billion has been sent to Ukraine, where I think it would have been great to redistribute that kind of wealth to like homeless veterans or struggling families who are barely scraping by or probably not scraping by.
You know what they should have did with the Ukraine thing? They should have made them be just prepared them with probably arms instead of just giving them money. Should have just trained them up, give them some weapons instead of just giving them money.
Yeah, but the problem is that makes too much sense.
Yeah, well, the problem also is like, what makes that our concern and our business? What is it that we want out of that situation? That's the real question, because there's things going on everywhere. Nobody wants to talk about the Congo. It's disgusting what's going on over there, and America isn't rushing over there to help. But we're so invested in what Russia and Ukraine have on, right?
Yeah.
And I feel like it's not even us that's so invested. It's the powers that be are invested. Like we vote for these people in these offices that we think are gonna do these things for us, and not sometimes saying these things don't happen. And it's like we learned that they don't have the power we thought they had. And again, even when we do believe or don't believe, it's like there's a whole nother agenda sometimes going on that we are totally oblivious about from day one. So it's like at the end of the day, it's like damn if you do, damn if you don't. As far as like these other countries and other places that need support and help, it's not like, citizens of every, what I'm saying, state knows what's going on and we have a voice or an opinion or a solution or answer. Like, we're not even on the totem pole of those kind of things.
Yeah, Rondo, I don't think that is a crazy statement. I mean, I agree. Like, even though we don't probably have boots on the ground, it already is kind of like a world war, isn't it?
Yeah.
There's, there's one thing I
End
must
times, as I
add.
would call it.
Wow, it was good chatting with you guys. I definitely gotta step down. I'm definitely gotta get myself together for bed. But thank you for having me on, Jose, and shout out to the panel and shout out to the chat.
Well,
Yeah, good to talk
thank
to
you
you,
for
See
stopping
Michelle.
you.
by.
See
All right,
you.
miss
Yeah,
you guys. Have a good night.
Good
Have a good
night.
night,
you
Cashel.
too. Good
Well,
night.
if we can refocus the topic to what was the original topic. I mean, the fact of the matter is, once you have a knee replacement, there's a lot of things you have to do in order to fully recover. I mean, there's medication you got to take, there's physical therapy you got to deal with. You got to arrange your home environment to accommodate you and make sure that it's a safe environment for you to walk because remember you're walking with with a knee that's very weak.
I already
Yeah.
do have that gut feeling, Jose, that you're going to have a very speedy recovery. So you'll be back to your normal business in no time because we all know how resilient you are.
Well,
Yeah,
I
he's almost
appreciate
there.
it.
He's almost there already.
It's
Yeah.
just that when I take a look at the fact that out of the four siblings that passed away, most of them were premature because they didn't take proper care of themselves. That provided a huge amount of incentive to do what I needed to do to remain healthy.
Yeah, we all should be doing that for sure. Because, I mean, even if you're older or not, like, tomorrow's not promised to anyone, you know what I mean?
That is so true. That is so true. Which is why at this point I'm trying to avoid any unnecessary stress. I know some of the politics of these two streets can get messy, and it seems like no matter what you do, there's always those that try to bring you to the presence of the circus, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, but that's just like people who are just not really like spiritually or emotionally stable at all to have like a civil and charitable debate. But no, I can debate with anybody, even if their viewpoints are so radically opposed to mine. Because I'm really open like that.
Yeah,
Yeah, same.
yeah,
Yeah,
I agree.
because like even if you're like somebody who's like so far right, but you're so also so far left and woke. No, we can actually sit down and have a charitable conversation because unlike some people who don't have that stability, I for sure do. And then
Yeah, because
plus,
it's
like
bad if you're far either side, you know?
exactly, just two
Yeah.
sides of the extremes are
Mm.
obviously not something that's productive. So, and then plus, since I guess everybody on this panel professes their faith, well, maybe it's time to start walking it,
I have no problem if you lean right or lean right. I have problem with the far left, far right. I was arguing with somebody on the panel last week, a far left person. Oh, it was like, oh my god, it was irritating. He was gaslighting like hell on the panel.
Yeah, these debates are like interesting, especially for the audience to watch and stuff like that, but they can be triggering certain hot topics, I've definitely lost my shit. You guys have seen me, so, we're all human.
Well, I remember one time on April's channel, I mean, there was this dude that was basically villainizing the Democratic Party and talking about how the Republican parties did, the Republican parties that. It's like, I mean, and then he got into an argument with another person on the panel, and that came close to getting off because look, when I hop on a panel, is to have a mature conversation. If we cannot have a mature conversation, then it's time for me to bounce.
Yeah, I'm the same way though. And then I mean, I am also going to say this though, but I even do have like a few members in my family who, hey, I strongly disagree with them on a handful of issues, but I still love them to the bottom of my heart, to where I'm not going to leave them unless they were doing things that were so like horrible to where, you know what, they would just be a huge like compromise to my faith or something. But other than that though, I'm not really going to leave you.
No.
I mean, realistically, if you want to think about things in biblical terms, you're not supposed to be really focused on the ways of the world anyways, and that includes politics.
Yeah, I mean it's kind of exactly though. Exactly. I mean, for the record though, I mean, I don't at all identify with the two-party system though, but when it comes to the matter of politics, I still think we should pay attention to it and maybe close it, or at least view it, but it's not something to treat as the end of itself, but rather something to treat as something that we think who ought to be like a righteous leader, or who may actually get the job done better than some such and such, whether they're saved or not. That's pretty much how we ought to like approach political
Right. I
issues.
mean, and in terms of economy and the national security, yeah,
Yes, exactly though, because there's that one verse from the book of Proverbs which talks about how when righteous leaders rise to power, the people rejoice, but when wicked leaders or just terrible leaders rise to power, then the people mourn. That's from Proverbs. So we have to really think about, you know, what leader is going to do better.
I think it means more so of just like when you put your faith in man, that's the problem. Because even with some of the like Trump supporters, like some of them act like it's like the second coming. Let's be honest. You know what I mean? It's just like, do I think that he can do a better job? Yes. But do I think that it's really at the end of the day, like we're on a certain projection that's already prophesized. So I don't really think that neither of them are going to be able to change that part of it.
Exactly. I mean, I got to be honest though. I mean, I've been around a lot of people like that for so many years so, and a lot of them can get very cultish. I am going to say that.
yep.
I noticed that a lot of people have been talking about cults. And yes, like a lot of people in the MAGA crowd can be cultish. But just about any crowd too, like the woke stuff is full of cultish stuff too. But MAGA or the whole QAnon stuff, a lot of it's cultish. Even a lot of people in this sector have been guilty of being cultish too.
Hmm.
Mm.
Yeah, when I first came to this sector, I was acting cultish.
But the thing is, Gigi, though, is that you're willing to own up to that, though. You admit that. And there's a huge difference between somebody like you who has owned that and admitted it, as opposed to somebody who just wants to walk away from accountability.
Because if you're with a group of people and nobody can criticize, that's acting cultish.
Yeah,
And then
and
on
that
top of that, they trying to, when you disagree with them, they try to attack and harass you. Super cultish.
Like the Scientologist.
Well, look, let me tell you something. If you are in a group and the group does not allow any, mature disagreement, it's time for you to leave.
Yeah, or
Yeah,
another sign of a
broke
cult.
that cult like mentality. I feel like when I broke the cult like mentality, that's when a lot of people turned against me. When I started saying, no, this actually isn't right. I don't agree with this. This is racist. That's I feel like I became, public enemy number one, me and Multi.
Well, one of the things, look, from the very beginning, when I created this platform, the whole purpose was to encourage dialogue, and and to encourage different views. And there'll times where we all disagree, but we were all respectable. That's something that not everyone is mature enough to deal with. You have people that cannot disagree without being emotional about it.
Exactly,
Can I ask
though,
you a
and
question? What is this Bantu talk that I keep seeing them saying over there now? It's said in a way that seems hateful. What does that mean?
I don't know. You're talking about an African tribe, if I'm not correctly.
I
It's
keep
also
seeing
Bantu.
them over there. They keep saying the Bantus or something like that instead of saying black people.
I'm only familiar with just the Bantus. I think that's how it's
That's what it is.
pronounced.
I'm just saying it wrong, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
Bantus, the Zulus. Yes, I don't think people mean that in a racial way, though. I think they're just describing just a Southern African tribe, the
But
Well, why
Zulus and
would
the
they be calling
Bantus.
But they're calling African Americans Bantus?
yeah,
That's
yeah, yeah.
weird.
They're saying it in an insulting way.
They're saying
Oh,
it, yeah.
okay.
They're not saying it out of like, oh, the Bantu. They're saying like, oh, the Bantus or whatever. Yeah,
Which I don't
Yeah,
it's
understand
I could
weird.
have taken as a slur then.
and they could be part of that tribe too if they just go look up their history. Or last time I checked, all y'all had.
The self hate is real.
Yeah, I mean, this is a sign that some people need some deliverance, and I pray for that for them. Or better yet, I actually just pray that people will actually, learn how to take some accountability, practice what they preach.
Or, or they need to go see a psychiatrist or the
And also
same
maybe do
asylum.
some introspection and like look within yourself and see like what are my biases. Like if I'm so offended that why am I not offended that biracial men are marrying white women, but I'm so offended that biracial women are marrying black men? Like that's weird, right?
At
Mhm.
this point in my life, I could care less who you marry.
I
If
don't
God doesn't care about color, then why the hell should I care about it too?
Why would we care
Uh-uh.
about mixing when we're all mixed?
Well,
Especially
that's the
if you're
logic.
biracial. Especially if you're biracial. Ain't your mother did the opposite?
Hmm.
So there's just like a lot of weird things that goes on that, I don't know. It's weird. It's cultish.
Hmm.
I mean,
Like, for
look,
example, oh,
sorry. I mean,
what's
when
up,
it
Jose?
comes to yeah, when it comes to like the Hispano tips, I mean, with this glorification of Spain, that could easily become cultish. I mean, that Spain is this wonderful paradigm. It is this virtue that we all should that we should ascribe to. I mean, look, if these people were to go to Spain and try their rhetoric, they'll be laughing at them because they're not Spaniards, and this is something what happens when you focus just on your European side, but not the
But
fact
Jose,
that we
I see
yeah, go ahead.
y'all got rid of the Hispanic tail. I don't see them around like that. If
They're
I'm not
still around.
mistaken.
They're still around. It's just that some of them, I guess they keep to their side of YouTube, their side of YouTube streets.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Jose. When we for Jose, all the Latinos done dipped. They done dipped, Jose. But you also don't do topics anymore that cater to them. So, and I had told you before, I was like, I think you should do some more topics to, cater to the Latino audience.
Well, actually, I have a separate channel that deals with that.
Oh, okay, okay.
So,
Yeah, see, I never see that. I don't got anything over there. I need to.
yeah.
You don't subscribe to it, Gigi? You don't get the notification?
No, I never get a notification from Jose's other channel. Mm-mm.
Okay. Well, that's why I enclose the description, but I need to stop. I need to start using my community tab to highlight the other channel as well. It does that.
Yeah. Hmm.
Unfortunately, at times I have a senior moment.
I have to go over there. I got to find his channel. I got to watch a couple of videos so that it will be recommended to me. And even like with Cachel's second channel, I have to go and actively look for it because that's the only way you're going to get the recommendations is if you watch a couple of videos.
Yeah.
Gigi, that's where one of the you said the Hispanics dip. Some of these people scared them off. Remember, there was some people out here in the space that said they didn't want Hispanics around, and so on, so on.
Yeah, but it's funny that they just didn't want them around us because now you see that they are catering to that group of people now. You notice that? Catch, catch, catch. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I remember Gigi the minute that we started going to visiting you on Multi's channel, you guys went through a lot of grief.
But that's why I said some of them same channels that were attacking us for mingling with the Latinos are now catering to the Latinos. So
I don't know if you guys been noticing this though, but you guys can see that the majority of my stuff is not even race based.
yeah, I was just saying that earlier. I don't know if you were here at that time. I was saying that I'm kind of like moving off of that as well. Um, Unless it's something that like needs to be highlighted as trending or whatever, but it's
Yeah,
just like so much. It's so toxic
yeah,
around, and I didn't see a great appreciation from mixed race people. So why am I going to continue to put my neck out here and have people
yeah,
attack me when my
yeah,
own people don't even appreciate the content? You didn't appreciate the content, so go watch it somewhere else.
Yeah,
exactly.
but
I
yeah,
mean,
but
I will.
yeah, but remember, guys, Georgia, you're a Nazi, that Irby, you're a simp. You're the ghetto grandma, and what's the latest that I suffer from bad dental hygiene, and that I don't like mixed people, and I'm a racist, and everything but a child of God.
They say that I don't like this person. They say I don't like black women. They say I don't like MGMs. They say I don't like the little hats. I mean, it's just YouTube.
Do you
It's
guys like
ridiculous.
horses? Because that's who I'm spending my time with. It
Like
has
who?
nothing to do with any kind of race. You guys see all the horses on my videos and timelines now.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, horses are so pretty.
Mm-hmm. How about some
Yeah.
horses, folks?
You say you bought horses?
Oh, I wish I did though. But
Oh.
the boy that I'm with now is like eight grand.
Mm-hmm.
So you see that was just making a point there. That like
Rondo is
90% of my
killing me
stuff.
in the chat though.
Mhm.
Is Rondo Latino? He's Latino, right?
I don't know. You know what? I
Is
don't.
it
You
Rando
prefer,
or Rondo?
it's Rondo Calrissian,
Rand.
aka Killjoy, the Holy Rome,
What be
whatever.
seeing him in the Latin spaces?
Okay, okay.
But that's why I call it the circus, because these people act like a bunch of clowns. I mean, in a way, it's funny when you think about it.
Sick, Jose. I find it very sick and disturbing.
I know, I know. But look, at this point,
To
people.
sit around and attack each other, which y'all, first of all, number one, y'all don't like each other, and y'all never gonna meet each other in public, most likely.
Well, one person got upset because I used to because I put down the hashtag, say it to my face.
Yeah, well, that's why I say I just moved away from this content a little bit because it's like these people want to say they want to have a mixed race space, whether it's a mulatto, whether it's a light skin, whether it's whatever it is. But like nobody likes each other. So like, what's the point? Like, just to fight? It's just to be the light skinned beef sector, and they blamed it on us. But it's clear to see, like I also said earlier, me and Multi left that conversation, and they're still fighting.
Well, would you believe Hybrid tagged me on a video regarding his on again, off again war with Malala Vanguard, which
Yeah,
is
I saw
like,
that he had a notification that he was gonna go live. I was definitely gonna go be nosy because that's what I do.
mhm.
Yeah, Gigi, you have a lot of patience. I just cannot sit there and look at through that boring and messed up ass voice. That's just gonna hurt my. I just can't.
Oh
I
no,
let
I don't
you.
watch all of the stuff, but I'm guilty like everybody else is of going to see what's the tea.
You know what it is? It's kind of like watching a car wreck. It's like, it's morbid, but you want to see what's happening.
It's just, sometimes I just see these same people that kind of like bring my name up in their like fights, and it's just like these are all the same people that were attacking me. Like I don't want no parts of what y'all got going on. I'm just in the clouds, sipping my tea, eating my popcorn, and that's it. I'm not fighting with nobody.
Yeah, Creole lady, even she took like a break for the past month. Like I reached out to her and she's told me that she's doing great and everything, but even she actually has a lot more productive and constructive things happening in the real world, and she, herself has distanced herself from the racial topics too.
Yeah, I
Because she
saw that.
also
Look,
sees, yeah,
she
because
just
she also
posted that.
sees that she's always going to be whatever she is, like racially though. So, like, what's the point? I'm always going to be what I am. So, I'm just moving on to my hobby for horses. But
Yeah.
every once in a while, I'll mention something racial.
That's your favorite animal, Georgia
Mm-hmm.
horses.
Mm-hmm. One of them.
I don't know. I
But
never
yeah,
came here with like a political agenda, so I always came here. I wanted to like stick up for mixed race people because at that point of time we were getting drug a lot, and we are now once again. Hashtag they're not like us. So I was here for that, but I've always been here for the YouTube side of things, and they try to drag me about that, but I don't care. Like I'm a YouTuber. Oh well, get over it. If I could do YouTube and do something for mixed race people, that was ideal for me. But things don't always work out that way. So
I mean, truth of the matter is, I think that we have to ask ourselves this fundamental question: are we growing? Like, did you grow, Gigi? Did I grow? Have you seen me grow? Did you grow, Jose? And have you seen me grow? And likewise for you, Irby. Even on an individual level, improvements.
oh yeah, for sure.
In your case, most definitely, Gigi, because as I said
Yeah, I would
earlier,
say yes.
you owned up to a lot. It's very humbling. That's great. I think people should recognize and honor that, and same with all of us too. Other people, I don't know.
Well, everybody has their
Well,
like
I would look.
timeline. Go ahead,
What's
Jose.
up?
Sorry.
Well, one thing I can say about you, Gigi, and I've been following you for almost 3 years. Okay, you have matured a great deal in the time that I've known you. Okay, you have exposure when people have said the most horrific crap about you.
Hmm. And they still do apparently, but I mean, if you're not there paying attention, or you're not in the same room, or you're not in those chats, or you're not in those discords, does it really matter? It doesn't, you know?
No.
I ain't gonna tell you. I ain't gonna lie. I know Jose be around. Like if you go to other, I'm not saying they're perfect, but let's say for example, like Jose and y'all be roasting me on the damn chat, but I don't take it serious. Everybody roasts each other and they go mind their business. But when people was here being, they took that shit too seriously.
Yeah, I think maybe because of the racial aspect of it all, it attracts unstable people.
That's what I've been saying for quite some time. Any topic that's in the area of religion or politics or race, ethnicity, it's going to be a type of crowd that's going to attract a lot of unstable cats. Some who have like degrees of narcissism or antisocial like tendencies too, attention seeking and clout chasing, and just people who are basically being control freaks too, such as people trying to tell you, Jose, to ban me from your platform. See what I mean?
Yeah, because when I first came here and I was acting up and I was out here being ratchet, like they say, I just was in a bad space in general in my life, but I've never really been hung up on the racial thing like that. Like I actually started paying more attention and thinking deeper into that type of stuff after I came to this space,
Yeah, when it comes to that topic, I mean, hey, where is your receipts? Where is your evidence? None was provided for. So,
Well, I'm
and
gonna tell you
actually,
this.
it backfired.
I'm gonna tell you
It
this,
backfired
Gigi.
because, sorry,
Oh, my bad, Jose. Sorry.
no, because it backfired. Not only did not remove Georgia from my platform, I made him a mod. So, go ahead, Irby.
I was gonna say race topics are divisive and toxic, and it gets a little crazy. But I'm gonna always stand by in my firm belief that when we talking about colorism, the colorism thing is 10 times as worse there. If you were talking about, you know, black, white, or modern racial thing, because the colorist thing here, because I've been in the pro-black sectors, it's crazy, but it's not crazy like here in the mixed and light skin sector.
Yeah. And you want to know to add insult to injury. So Jose and just everybody else, you two GG. So I'll be really quick with it though. So I just finished reading this great book called Freedom from Soul Wounds and Demons. And that book also reminded me about like a lot of these race-based sectors and everything. And they have a tendency to attract a lot of people who happen to be dealing with a lot of soul wounds and demons. So I would recommend this book to just about, I don't know, everybody else in the sector because they can surely benefit from it.
Yeah, I've definitely blocked a lot of people from my channel that would come over and leave problematic like comments or be acting up in the chat and stuff like that. I just don't got time for any of that. It's pointless, And I didn't really know what I was getting into when I came over here and like I said, when people were like, "Oh, she's just a YouTuber, all she cares about is this and that." It's like, well, I was a YouTuber before I came to this sector. I already had a monetized channel before I came over here. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So that probably is what gave me a leg up and what brought a lot of the jealousy towards me because I already knew how to edit. I already had a following. I already was monetized, and nobody else was.
Excuse me, as we speak, guess who's doing a stream live?
Who?
Hybrid.
I told you at the beginning of the stream. Yeah.
Do you know how many do you know how many viewers he has?
None.
One.
But what? But it is kind of interesting that the person that he's talking about, like, he's like fighting with other people, but he won't fight back with Hybrid. I just find that a little interesting.
And just to give you an idea, he actually got 3 likes from this stream so far, and I've gotten 13.
Petty.
And my backup channel got more views than his.
Well, if only everybody would have canceled all the other problematic characters, and but they didn't.
Yeah.
They canceled Hybrid, but they didn't cancel anybody else.
Yeah. Well, I mean, look, one thing I just wish he would get the therapy that he needs to deal with whatever demons he's been exposed to, and just stay off of YouTube for at least a year.
But see, Jose, when you say stuff like that, and then people start dragging you, so that's the whole
Because
thing.
he's irritating their demons. That's what it is. So, and me and Jose were talking about the other day that if these people apologized and repented to us, then we would actually accept it and we would pray for them and just, wish them, the very best so that they could continue to become a better version of themselves. But,
That's
their
the no,
responses are just going to prove our points.
yeah,
Because I
nice
literally
young.
only chit chat about this with you guys. Like, I don't acknowledge them, on my channel. So,
You don't know them like that. Like you like Mariah saying, I don't know her.
for what? Like, I don't know. I enjoy YouTube to a degree, and that's not fun.
No.
No, you know, this is a hobby to me until I get to the point when I become monetized. I mean, I'm getting there slowly but surely.
You'll get there. Just keep going. And,
Hmm.
I guess my advice would be to always try to change things up and do different things because, like, that's how you find out what works for you.
Believe me, I that's what I do. I actually, believe it or not, I actually did a stream on a Saturday night, which is something I rarely ever do.
Well, you had pretty good engagement with that stream you did during the daytime. I think those little daytime streams are good for you as well. I tell everybody that that is like the perfect time when you're going live at 9, 10 at night, 11, whatever. Like, there's a lot of competition out there, but not as much during the day.
I miss that
Early in the
stream.
morning.
I miss that stream.
Hmm.
Well, basically, I just decided to give my point of view regarding you know the election. I mean, look, and I get it. People are going to support who they're going to support, and that's fine. I mean, as long as we can discuss it as mature adults, that's the main thing. Unfortunately, you have certain people that get very emotional, and then they cannot accept uh, another point of view. I mean, I mean, and we see it on several sectors. Okay, when people cannot argue a point without being emotional, and then next thing you know, people are name calling. They're calling everything but a child of God and what have you, because they cannot discuss a topic where they disagree using logic.
Yeah,
So,
pretty much.
yeah.
It
Uh,
is what it is, gentlemen.
yes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start to wrap this up because I am not doing 5 hour streams. I did one stream that almost lasted 5 hours, and I'm not planning to get into that habit. I try to keep it short, so therefore people can enjoy it, portions of the time. So we're gonna start to take closing remarks. So
So,
whoever wants to
are
go
you glad
first.
that I came in, shook it up, Jose? I hit the
Yes,
link, everybody came up. Yes.
yes, I appreciate it. I appreciate all of you.
Of course, of course. It was a good stream. I enjoyed your guys' company, and I just want to
Same.
say shout out to the Cloud gang, the replay gang, do your big one. Share Jose out. Hit the like button. Leave a comment. And you guys have a good night.
Thank you. Good
You're
night.
welcome.
Um,
Bye.
Irby, good night. Irby, your final thoughts?
Great stream as always, Jose. Keep doing you. Ignore the insane asylum. Ignore the circus as always.
Thank you. And Georgia, your final remarks.
Keep up the good work. Continue to wear your armor of God. Find a great hobby like I have mine in horses, and just keep up the good fight because you are succeeding.
Thank you. And thank you very much. And I just want to give you my final thoughts. It kind of drifted a little bit, but it's good because we were allowed to discuss other things. But returning to the main topic, when you're dealing with knee replacement surgery, there's things that you got to do in order to recover, and you have to work with the doctor, and you have to have the determination that you're going to do your part, which consists of doing your exercises, taking your medication, follow your doctor's instructions, preparing your home for when you do return. And as long as you work well with your doctor, you're going to recover well. And as always, a huge shout out to everyone in the chat and a huge shout out to everyone on the panel. I will be live Wednesday night, I think 9:30. When I'm going to be talking about how Latino are affected by politics. So hopefully we will have some interaction as well. And of course, I appreciate all of you who either catch the stream live or catch it on the playback. And of course, all of you are more than welcome to enter your comments. So let's try to keep it respectable, because if you're not, your comments are going to be removed. So with that being said, I'm going to close the same way that I always close. We must do everything possible to reduce our influence from the mentally intellectually sounds, because if we fail to do so, we'll be infected by their stupidity and massive insanity. This has been another episode of Uncommon Sense with Jose Negron saying good night, take care, and peace.